Welcome, fellow watch lovers. Today we're looking at the St. Martin SN017 in what is commonly referred to as the Hulk variant due to the green bezel as well as the green dial. As you may have seen on my channel, I've also reviewed the mother of pearl James Cameron style variant, but without the logo, as well as the bluesy variant. Videos may also provide some guidance here, though the bluesy variant does have a different style clasp. So this is an homage to a very popular dive watch style. I'll note that I actually bought two of these pieces in the same color, but one had a considerably darker green bezel. This one is probably closer to the Hulk style than the other was, but it was interesting because I was very surprised to see a much darker green bezel on the other one that came. Honestly, I thought it looked quite good in terms of standardization. Normally, you expect everyone to receive the same watch, and that's not what happened when I ordered two of the exact same version from the official store. So that was fairly interesting to me. So looking at the specifications of the watch, we have a beautiful sunray dial. Depending on the light you're in, obviously this is fairly bright lighting, so you're going to see the sunray quite a bit on here, as well as a lot of the green tones are going to come out. And darker lighting, the dial does look darker, and then brighter lighting will really show and reflect some of that layering that's going on there. We have a Cyclops with about a 2.5 times magnification. That looks quite good. Obviously, the alignment will vary a little bit on each version. This one looks okay. I'd say it's very slightly off. Not a problem. We do have an applied logo and printed automatic 200 meters at the bottom. We have applied indices, BGW9 Superluminova, well applied and lasts for an extended period of time and glows as bright as you expect from BGW9. We have a nice clear sapphire crystal and a ceramic bezel insert that is 120 clicks. Which sounds great and is very satisfying to use. You don't really have any backplate to speak of. It is, about as good of a tolerance as I would expect. You have a stainless steel case and bracelet using 316L stainless steel. Tops of the lugs, as well as the top of the bracelet, is brushed to a very fine standard. The side of the case is polished. The side of the bracelet is brushed, and I personally like that. The side of the clasp with 4 micro adjustments. We have the St. Martin clasp. The one thing that I would say is different on this model than on my other model is the chamfer is not polished. And I actually would say that I prefer this. So it's different types of brushing on the top, and then on the chamfer and on the side. And show you the difference here. If I can get the light to catch it, you can see the polishing on the mother of pearl version. That I would say that I prefer. It has the typical milled clasp here. It has a nice satisfying click, feels very solid. And the thing that I love about these St. Martin watches is really the bracelet and the standards that they have on their bracelets, so that it's not making a whole bunch of noise when it's on your wrist and moving around a little bit like you frequently get with other low-end watches. The bracelet's truly excellent. And the back of the case is plain and basic. Feels nice and smooth. You do have concentric circles for the brushing around the case itself, and then straight brushing on the center, and you have different varies and different levels of brushing on the back of the case. You have a screw down crown with the crown guards around it. It does have normal hacking and hand winding. It has the typical NH35 pop and smoothness to the winding, as well as adjustment. I will say that I mentioned that I bought two of these, one of which I've never seen on a San Martin watch before, but the crown would not screw down as much as I think that it should have. I had some macro shots where you could kind of see the gasket. It was still visible even when it was fully screwed down on both sides. And so that was a reason why that one went back. But this one is done to, very, very high standards. And this one is definitely a keeper for me. Case diameter is about 40 and a half millimeters. Lug width is a little under 20. Tapers down to about 16. Moves back up to about 19 on the clasp. Thickness of the watch without the Cyclops is about 13.4. And size for my 7.5-inch wrist, we have 156 grams. Question frequently comes up is, why is San Martin worth the premium above other AliExpress brands? This watch on the left is about $40. Guy Designs run probably around $80. Watch Dives is around $100. When you see these in person, as well as feel and experience them, because it's not just how the watch looks, it's also how the watch feels and is put together. The bracelets on the San Martin are just vastly superior, honestly, to all these other ones. The Addy's Dive, it gets a lot of things right in terms of they use a lot of lume on their models, but you can just see the play and tolerances and the sound and feel of the watch. Kind of design, the clasp is incredibly sharp. I sanded mine down to make it less sharp because it was very pointy. Though you can buy these sometimes with the same movement. This one does not. It has a Miyota 8215 in it, but I have other variations that have the Seiko NH35. The watch dives, this one actually gets a lot of things right, especially on the head of the piece. You have good magnification, a good looking dial. You have great lume. The clasp is pretty good. The clasp is pretty good. It has more micro adjustments, though admittedly it's not to the same standard and tolerances as the San Martin is. But the real main weakness on this one compared to the San Martin is really just the tolerances on the bracelet and the bracelet finishing. It is a very good value, and that's one where you have to kind of decide, is it worth the extra premium for it? And to me, I would say that yes, generally speaking, the San Martin feels like a premium piece, just in every aspect of it, especially the way it feels and wears due to quality of the bracelet. So I think they get the proportions and the styling, as well as the function just right on this watch. It's a fantastic watch for the money. The main question to me really just becomes, well, which color are you going to pick up? Which color speaks to you? I tend to find the mother of pearl one the most versatile because most of it's black, but then has the little pop of blue, and those colors seem to go with just about everything. The green's kind of fun for a different color variation. And then I bought this one while it was on sale. I normally don't go for two-tone or gold, but this one does look quite good and started getting more wear out of it. So if you're in the market for this style, it's really hard to not recommend the San Martin SN017 as an option to go to. Has a nice, reliable movement in it, low cost, comparatively speaking, for the quality that you get. And there realistically are not any shortcomings as long as you get a version that doesn't have any major quality concerns, which you should be able to figure out pretty quickly. This was the other Hulk version that I got was the only San Martin out of the 9 that I have that have had any quality control issues really at all. Well, I hope this review has been helpful to you, and if you like this type of content, please like and subscribe to the channel. Using the affiliate link below is most helpful to the channel.